You never know what can happen on any given day out here.
It's going to be tough. I'm going to have to rip through the crowd. It's going to get gnarly and really hairy and nasty.
Run what we can run for the championship. That's our plan. We're going for the championship. Go for it all.
Well, I think anytime you win the National Drivers' Championship, it's you definitely have some sort of target on your back.
There is no layback strategy tomorrow. We are going for the road. We have nothing to lose. If there's other tough guys out there, we have nothing to lose. We're going to go for it. We want to win.
Some of the most competitive racing in the country goes down right here, and you can say you're the king of it right now.
That's what we come for. We come to win, and we don't care about money or points or anything else. We care about trophies.
It is a beautiful day here in West Salem, Wisconsin. We're at the LaCrosse Fairgrounds Speedway for the Mid-American Stock Car Series finale known as Oktoberfest. The stands are packed. The kids are excited. A lot of racing here in Wisconsin. Hello, everyone. Rob Klepper with Dean Strom down in the pits. We'll be covering all the action for you here today at LaCrosse Fairgrounds Speedway. It's going to be a great night of racing, and for more on the weekend, let's get it down to Dean.
In its 44th year, Oktoberfest has become one of the truly premier short track events in all of America. Over the course of 4 days, thousands will flock to this 5/8 mile oval to see 18 divisions of racing, nearly 600 competitors. 4 Midwestern Touring Series will crown their champions here at Oktoberfest. One of them is the Mid-American Stock Car Series. Brad Keith rolls into Oktoberfest 57 points ahead of defending series champion Jeremy Spoonmore. I'll be in the pits to cover all the action. We'll talk to the winners, the drivers who end up in Oktoberfest victory lane, and we'll introduce you to the 2013 Mid-American Stock Car Series champion.
And Dean, that could be Brad Keith, your current point leader with the Mid-American Stock Car Series. Let's take a look at our event schedule. It's been a busy day for the drivers. They had 2 laps of qualifying, which determines your main event starting grid. Heat races for cash and series points. A total of 3 heat races, 8 laps in distance. And of course tonight, Oktoberfest feature event, 40 laps here at LaCrosse Fairgrounds Speedway in West Salem, Wisconsin. A great field of cars. They're going to be fun to watch under the lights here tonight. Well, a little bit earlier today, we mentioned heat races. We'll go back to our first of 3 heat races on board with Stephen Cox there in the number 31 car. As the green flag came out, it was Cox on the front row setting the pace. 5/8 mile super speedway here at LaCrosse. You can see the only other Hoosier driver in the house, Tim Fulford, in the 174. It was a great battle up in front for heat race number 1. Fulford ran 4th here earlier this year, but the car looked a little loose in heat race number 1, so all that Stephen Cox had to do was keep it on that low part of the racetrack. He would lead wire to wire, pick up the win in heat race number 1. Let's get it down to Dean.
Stephen Cox gets out of the car, picking up the win. The first heat race in Mid-American Stock Car Series action here this evening.
You know, when somebody asks you your favorite track, it's always the one that you've won at. And you know, we got to win. The very first time I ever saw this racetrack was when we drove on for practice today. We came out here with 7 laps of practice, that includes qualifying, and put it in victory lane.
Heat race number 2 had a lot of players. Brad Keith, the current points leader in the 48, but it was the 32 of Lyle Nowak on the pole, setting the pace. The yellow car down into turn number 1. The 23 hometown driver, Dan Gilster, Rookie of the Year contender, gets hit into turn 1, slides a little high as you go on board. With Gilster now, once again, the replay there gets pushed up out of the groove. The 5-time sportsman champion trying to get a win here in front of his hometown crowd. There is the 48 of Brad Keith trying to win his first Mid-Am championship, going to the outside of Gilster off turn 2. Also drives by Rick Corso in the 88. So Brad Keith very fast in his heat race. Going to be one to watch here in tonight's feature.
Lyle Nowak picks up heat race win number 2. Congratulations. You had some heavy hitters behind you. How'd you hold them off?
Well, we had a little trouble in qualifying with the car. It wasn't where we wanted it to be. We took a major swing at it, and we weren't sure what we were going to have. Car turned a lot better. We need to make it a little bit better yet, but I just put the throttle down, put caution to the wind, and away we went.
Great win for the 57-year-old former Mid-Am champion. Heat race number 3, our third and final heat race, had the 10 on the pole. Bobby Gutneck, a former Oktoberfest winner. Also, James Swan, the 2-time and defending winner of Oktoberfest, but Gutneck, starting on the pole, would lead them all. got in front of the 22 of Jeremy Spoonmore, currently second in the points, trying to win his second straight Mid-Am Championship. The 36 of Brian Back up there as well. They would race off turn 4 side by side. White flag would come out, throw a blanket over the top 5 cars. Gutneck would slide up a little bit in turn number 1. Spoonmore would fall back to third. A great battle for the lead here in our third and final heat race. And Brian Back in that 36 would take a peek to the inside of your leader to try and get the win. Off turn 4, not enough, and the former Oktoberfest winner would go on to finish third. Let's get it down to Dean.
Bobby Gutneck in semi-retirement 2013. He comes out of that retirement, only his second start in 2013, and it ends in victory lane here at Oktoberfest. Bobby back in the saddle, second time in 2013, back in victory lane. Congratulations.
It's pretty cool to do this again. I know I retired a couple years ago and said maybe I could do a limited schedule, and second time this year and come out and win the fast heat. I'm pretty happy doing this, and I don't know, we'll see what we can do for the feature. We got to tighten her up a little bit and get her faster, but I'm happy.
Heat races have been completed. Feature cars on the front straightaway. It's time to crown a champion. It's time to crown a winner of the Oktoberfest 40. Stay with us. We'll go racing when we come back. The Mid-American Stock Car Series is brought to you by McGunegill Engine Performance, the power to win, and by Bochette Timepieces, high-grade quality-made timepieces. It's a carnival-like atmosphere here tonight at the LaCrosse Fairgrounds Speedway. We're in West Salem, Wisconsin, getting set for the Oktoberfest 40, featuring the Mid-Am Stock Car Series. Let's take a look at your starting lineup. Rick Tackman Jr. in the 74 will be on the pole alongside Slinger, Wisconsin's Jack Stern in the 26. Tyler Baudeck in the 33, the 2010 Oktoberfest winner inside of row 2, and Randy Humfeld in the 6, making his first start of the year. 1999 Mid-Am champ Rick Corso to the inside of row 3, and Jeremy Spoonmore, the defending Mid-Am champion, trying to get one here this year. Eric Buchholz in the 42 alongside James Swan, former multi-time winner in this race in row 4. Your current point leader, Brad Keith, looking for his third win of the year inside of row 5, and Bill Frietzel, who won at LaCrosse earlier this year. Dan Gilster, looking for Rookie of the Year honors, will start inside of Brian Back, making up row number 6. In row 7, it is Vince Wilkinson in the 27 and Bobby Gutneck, who was very fast in his heat race. Inside of row number 8, the 32 of Lyle Nowak and Brian Holtz, the owner of the 97, driven by James Swan. Back inside of row number 9, the 83 car driven by Ben Glasscock, to the outside Ryan Gutneck in the 01. Chris Story deep in the field tonight in the number 66, and Dusty Krebs in the 80 will make up row number 10. Back inside row number 11, Tim Fulford in the 174, and the heat race winner Stephen Cox in the 31. And rounding out your field, the number 52 of Bob Hamill. So here we go. Lights have been turned out. Your pole sitter, Rick Tackman Jr. out of New Berlin, Wisconsin, trying to pick up the win here at Oktoberfest. Green flag comes out, and we are racing. Tackman with a big jump on the rest of the field as they try and go 3 wide. Entering turn number 1, the 33 of Baudeck, taking a look to the inside and works his way to the front off turn 2. A great move for the 2010 Oktoberfest winner. You can see right now running third, that 88 of Corso, making some moves early as well. So Baudeck will lead lap number 1, single file, the first 4 or 5 cars as we go on board with Dan Gilster. Right behind Brad, and now into the back of Brad Keith. Looked like Keith checked up a little bit. Gilster nowhere to go, hits him hard. Now Frietzel gets by in the 5 car. So some big moves early as Brad Keith, trying to clinch a championship, gets rear-ended there in turn 2. There is the 42 of Eric Buchholz working that low part of the racetrack. Brad Keith right behind him in the 48, trying to go 3 wide off turn 2. Spoonmore in the 22 there. Let's go back and take a look at what happened. Brad Keith in the 48. Oh, now it looks like Buchholz checked up. Keith gets into the back of him. Then Gilster gets into the back of Keith. 4 cars banging wheels over there in turns 1 and 2. Here's another look at it from the 5 of Frietzel. We'll go on board with Gilster. Once again, boom. Big hit on the rear end as he gets very loose in turn 2. Great job of driving, overcorrecting, keeping that car straight. No caution on the racetrack. We'll continue on as we go back up front. Tyler Balnick, your leader, about a 10-car length advantage. Finished 21st at Oktoberfest 1 year ago and trying to pick up his second win here at this event. And if you can win Oktoberfest, you put your name in the history books. Matt Kenseth, Ted Musgrave, Dick Trickle, Mark Martin, just some of the names that have won this prestigious event. On board with Stephen Cox, who earlier today told us about running LaCrosse.
Well, it's a great track. It's a fun track. It's a fast track. There's not a lot of grip in the corners, and I like that in a racetrack. A lot of times you'll hear drivers complain and say, man, there's just no grip in this track. Yeah, but, you know, it puts the car sideways, and you're not driving until the car goes sideways, and that's when you find out who can drive and who can't.
Well, you can see right in front of Stephen Cox, a lot of the cars getting loose through the middle of the corner. And Cox working his way up into the top 15 after starting deep. It's been a very eventful day for that 31 car. As you can see, the rest of the field now, nose to tail, working their way around the LaCrosse Fairgrounds Speedway mid-pack right now. There is the 42 of Eric Buchholz and the 48 of Brad Keith, your current point leader, trying to win his first Mid-Am championship, right now running in the 6th position. So the 33 still out front. Tyler Balnick trying to win again here at LaCrosse. Rick Tackman Jr., Rick Corso, Jack Stern, and Eric Buchholz, your top 5, followed by points leader Keith, then Swan, Gilster, Humfold, and Spoonmore. Stay with us. More racing when we come back. The Mid-American Stock Car Series is brought to you by Cool Shirt Systems and by Sopwith Motorsports. Motorsports, television only. A great crowd on hand. They've been here all week long at Oktoberfest at LaCrosse Fairgrounds Speedway here in West Salem, Wisconsin. Great field of race cars on the racetrack for the Oktoberfest 40. Up front still the 33, Tyler Balnick, making his second start of the year. He ran second at Jefferson Speedway earlier this year. Leads the 97 of James Swan from Pell Lake, Wisconsin, as they work through turns 3 and 4. Again, a very fast racetrack here. On board with Stephen Cox, who has worked his way up into the 12th position, entering turn number 1. Now it looks like the 27 car gets loose, and Cox nowhere to go. Turns left to avoid Vince Wilkinson, spins out and comes to a stop. You can hear Cox refiring up the car, awaiting the caution flag. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened. It looked like Wilkinson checked up, then overcorrected, and rather than wipe out the 27, Stephen Cox decides to turn left, loop the car out. Unfortunately, we'll have to go to the tail of the field, but also unfortunate for the 31 is that the caution did not come out. So Cox now will go at least 1 lap down and will tag the tail of the field. So tough break for the 31 again, and now trouble over in turn number 4. Looked like the 74 of Rick Tackman Jr. trying to protect the low line, collected the 26 of Jack Stern, and mayhem ensued. We saw the 32 of Lyle Nowak. Also a couple other cars there. Now the blue 83 of Ben Glasscock stopped on the racetrack. Heavy right front damage there. So the wreckers will be called as the caution now comes out. We'll take a look at it one more time, and you can see the middle of your screen. Tackman tries to protect the low part of the racetrack. I don't think he knew that Jack Stern and the 26 was there. They get together. Everyone else trying to dodge the 26, who collects the 32 of Nowak, gets hit hard in the rear end of that car. So 4, if not 5 car incident over in turn to number 4. A lot of debris on the racetrack. You see the wreckers out there picking up the 26 car. Looks like Nowak may be able to continue there in the yellow 32. So under caution here in the Oktoberfest 40. At a racetrack with a lot of history here in West Salem, Wisconsin. For more, here's Dean Strom.
LaCrosse Fairgrounds Speedway opened in 1957 as a dirt track. It was located on the then new LaCrosse Interstate Fairgrounds. From that year until 1966, the track hosted just one event per year. It was run during the fair, and it was sanctioned by the old IMCA. Stock cars, midgets, sprint cars all competed here on the dirt. In 1970, the track was paved and reopened. Since then, the track has been repaved once. It has compound banking. 5 degrees on the bottom, 8 degrees in the middle of the corners, 11 degrees as you get closer to the wall. This racing surface will get plenty of action here this weekend. 18 divisions in action, including the Mid-American Stock Car Series.
And you can see the 26 of Jack Stern from Slinger, Wisconsin, currently 8th in Mid-Am points, out for the rest of the evening. Let's get it down to Dean to talk to him.
Jack Stern, what happened out there?
Well, no surprise. Tackman got into me again. Came down on me right in the middle of the turn. Really know where I could go.
A disappointed Jack Stern. Damage is too bad. He is done for the night.
Well, thanks a lot, Dean. Yeah, tough break for the 26 of Jack Stern. Finished 3rd at Oktoberfest 1 year ago and ends up in the pit area here this evening. All right, double file restart. That'll put the 33 on the pole. Tyler Balnick to the outside, a 5-time Mid-Am champ, 2-time and defending winner of Oktoberfest, James Swan in the 97 as we go green once again off turn 4. Balnick with a good restart down into turn number 1 as the 97 slides high. How about Dan Gilster, that white 23 right now, trying to get to the outside of your point leader, Keith. Gilster started back in 11th as we go on board with the Rookie of the Year. And you can really hear him get out of the throttle entering turn number 3 as he gets by the 48 of Brad Keith. Gilster started back in 11th. Keith, meanwhile, running 4th, started 9th. Your leader, Balnick, right now, opening up a 5-car length advantage over the multi-time winner, James Swan, running 2nd. Here's a look at your top 10 with Gilster, Keith, and Bobby Gutnick rounding out your top 5. Can Tyler Balnick pick up his 2nd career Oktoberfest win? Stay with us to find out. The Mid-American Stock Car Series is brought to you by McGunegill Engine Performance, the power to win. And by Bochette Timepieces, high-grade quality-made timepieces. A beautiful sight here at LaCrosse Fairgrounds Speedway as we are in the closing laps of the Oktoberfest 40 here in West Salem, Wisconsin. But while we were away, the 97 of James Swan, who was running 2nd, slowed on the racetrack, and now here is your battle for the lead. Tyler Balnick still out front, but has the rookie Dan Gilster, the hometown hero, running in 2nd. He ran 4th at this race last year. He was 3rd at LaCrosse earlier this year, trying to win his first career Oktoberfest in the closing laps. Let's go back and take a look at what happened to the 97. The multi-time winner, James Swan, pulled up out of the groove, ending his night very slow on the racetrack, waited for everyone to get by, then he will pull to the infield. Tough way to end the season here tonight at LaCrosse Fairgrounds Speedway. Let's get it down to Dean to talk to him.
James Swan looking for another Oktoberfest win. What put you out?
Something broke in the drivetrain. I don't know. It went down the front stretch. It kind of sputtered a couple of times, and then the tech just went to the moon. So I don't know what happened. Something in the rear end broke.
Running 2nd when that happened, did you feel like you had a chance for the win?
Boy, I don't know. I was trying a bunch of stuff, trying to find a better line. I was loose off bad. I could get in. I just couldn't get off the corner without spinning the tires. But I was doing everything I could. I thought I might have had a chance, but you never know.
Certainly a tough break for James Swan. The 5-time Mid-Am champ will not get his 3rd straight win here at Oktoberfest as Dan Gilster looking for his first to the inside. The 33-year leader, Balnick, pushes up. Here comes the rookie. The 23 car with a nice move down the back straightaway will take the lead in turn 3. The crowd going crazy for their driver, Dan Gilster, out in front in the closing laps of the Oktoberfest 40 here at LaCrosse. So the 23 now out in front as the 33 Tyler Balnick, who had led pretty much the entire race, getting tighter and tighter. That right front heating up, pushed up off the racetrack, and Gilster took over the lead as the white flag is out. 1 lap to go for the local driver to win his first career Oktoberfest 40. Down the back straightaway for the final time, some slower traffic in front of him. That is the 74 of Rick Tackman Jr. But Dan Gilster will get it done here at LaCrosse and pick up the win with the Mid-Am Series and take the Oktoberfest 40. 2nd win of the year for Gilster as he won 2 rounds ago at Elko. But a great run here tonight in front of his hometown crowd. Tyler Balnick will finish 2nd, Brad Keith 3rd. Preetzel and Gutnick round out your top 5, and there is your 2013 Mid-American Stock Car Series champion, Brad Keith. Finishes 3rd, holds off Jeremy Spoonmore for the title. Doing the donuts for the fans here At LaCrosse Fairgrounds Speedway, very happy driver is Dan Gilster. Meanwhile, in victory lane, let's go down trackside to Dean Strom.
Dan Gilster, a 5-time champion here at the LaCrosse Fairgrounds Speedway. You got one that has eluded you. The Mid-American feature win as part of Oktoberfest. How does it feel?
Well, it's pretty special. I got a lot of people to thank. My car owner, John Frog Racing. I couldn't do it without him. My sponsors, Dick's Pallet Works, CNC Catering, Gilster Farms, Mark Erickson Insurance, The Vault.
Talk to me about the pass for the lead.
I could see the 33 car was getting loose off, and I was starting to get really good runs off of turn 2, and I knew that's where I was going to set him up. And when he drifted up, it was just, once I got under him, I knew I could hang on. 3 and 4 was a little more slippery, I think, because of the dirt coming across the track all day. But yeah, it was cool to do it on the inside like that. Usually you'll pass for a lead on the outside here, so it was really neat to do it on the bottom like that.
A huge win for sure for Dan Gilster as he holds up the very large Mid-Am trophy. As another driver, also very excited down in victory lane, that is Brad Keith, your 2013 Mid-Am champion, getting the shower from the crew. He'll finish up the year with 2 wins and 9 top 5 finishes, Dean, and it's been very impressive to watch this young man win this title.
Brad Keith, this champagne shower. How does it feel?
Feels absolutely awesome. I can't believe it. It still hasn't really set in. I'm still in awe.
Your first championship, it happens here at Oktoberfest.
Yeah,
how special is that?
You can't ask for anything bigger. I don't care what anybody says. Just to win a championship and to win it here in front of everybody, it's just amazing.
Congratulations. Go celebrate.
Thanks, Dean.
A great run for Brad Keith for sure. Here's a look at your top 3 on the podium here at the Oktoberfest 40. Your top 10 results as Dan Gilster gets the win. Tyler Bauneck will finish 2nd. Brad Keith 3rd. Bill Preetzel 4th. Bobby Gutneck will finish 5th, followed by Randy Humfield, Jeremy Spoonmore 2nd in the points, Rick Corso, Lyle Nowak, and Ryan Gutneck rounding out your top 10. We hope you enjoyed all the Mid-Am racing here in 2013. For the entire Sopwith Motorsports Productions team, Dean Strom, I'm Rob Klepper. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next year.